What's up, YouTube? I'm Jalen from Jalen Fragrance Review, and today we're back with another review. Today we got Kosmala No. 4 versus Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait. Are they similar? Should you buy it? Is it worth it? And should you have both of these fragrances in your collection? Let's get into it. I know a lot of people like to talk about Kosmala as a clone of Baccarat, but Kosmala No. 4 isn't made to be a clone of Baccarat, because a lot of people say, hey, this is a clone. This is not a clone of Baccarat at all. It's not made to be that way. It does have some similarities though. Let's get into some of the notes of Kosmala No. 4. The top notes, you got bitter orange, lemon zest. The middle notes is aromatic, and it has some fresh and spicy notes as well. And for the base notes, it has dry wood, amber, and musk. Overall, when I first smelled Kosmala, I could kind of see what they were talking about with the similarities of Baccarat. But for me personally, when I first got a whiff of it, I smelled pure alcohol. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I just smelled like alcohol, like rubbing alcohol. That's exactly what I got out of it. We'll dive deep into that later on in this video. Now let's get into the notes of Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait. And y'all know, if you know, this is one of my favorite scents of all time. Top notes in Baccarat, we get bitter almond, and saffron. For the middle notes, we get Egyptian jasmine and Virginia cedar. And for the base notes, we get some woody notes, musk, and ambroxan. Overall, Baccarat, everybody knows, is a very classy, very just beautiful scent. I mean, just can't get enough of it. You smell these two, it's a clear difference. When you smell Baccarat, you put it to your nose, and you smell this, like I said, No. 4 gives me a very rubbing alcohol smell at first, and drop it in the comments, it might just be me. But for me personally, I get a smell like rubbing alcohol when I first smell it. So if you got the same thing, let me know. If you don't, also let me know. Tell me all your thoughts. Now let's get into the longevity of these two scents. Now, these both are very beast mode, but I want to make one thing clear. Kosmala No. 4 lasts like 2 or 3 weeks. Just 2 or 3 sprays on your shirt, I'm telling you. This thing, if you a person that like to announce yourself when you're walking into a room or you're walking into a building, just anywhere, you will stand out with Kosmala over Baccarat. I'm not even kidding. And I'm not saying that it's a better scent, I'm not saying that, but it is so strong. And do not overspray. If you overspray with Kosmala, bro, you just gonna be, everybody around you gonna be offended. You don't want people to be offended based on what you wear. And if you overspray, I say 1 or 2 sprays max of Kosmala will do the job, because man, this thing is strong. But both of these are beast mode scents when it comes down to longevity, because they last a long time. Obviously, for me personally, this is way more complicated or complimented than Kosmala No. 4. That's just what I get. And past the 8 hours plus projection, I'm still getting compliments from both. But I will say Kosmala lasts longer than Baccarat, even though they both will stay on your clothes for weeks at a time. But this thing, one or 2 sprays, you spray it in your room and you leave, I'm telling you, your room gonna smell like this for like 2 weeks. Bro, it's just that strong. So 1 or 2 sprays max, and when it comes down to longevity, we gotta go with Kosmala No. 4, because it does last longer than Baccarat. Now, which one of these fragrances has better sillage? Again, they both are beast mode, and they both will give you some sillage, and they both will get you some compliments. But when it comes down to sillage, bro, this projects much better than Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait. It's just facts. Even with 1 or 2 sprays of it, it is gonna project and give you more sillage. Obviously, when you're walking past somebody, they're gonna be able to smell it, even at a 3 to 4 feet range. Thomas Kosmala is just, it's powerful, potent, and you're gonna make a statement. So when it come down to Sillage, we gotta go with Thomas Kosmala number 4. Now, based off notes, Sillage, projection, these are 2 fragrances where you can obviously wear these both year round. I don't never give a specific time when they come down to Baccarat, even though you probably don't want to wear, these in a summer, definitely spring, fall, winter. But the summer might be a little too hot for both of these fragrances, but you can still wear this in the summer. Which one should you choose to have in your collection? I know for sure Thomas Kosmala retails for about $220, and if I'm not mistaken, I think Baccarat, the 1 point, I think this is a 3.4, but the 1.7, you get the small bottle of Baccarat. I think it's around 300, 400. I think this bottle 460. I don't know. It's something like that. But 300 plus for Baccarat, and you could get Thomas Kosmala for about $220. In my opinion, they're both worth it. But to compare these two is criminal, because Thomas Kosmala number 4 has nothing on Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait. I'm not even lying. Like, even though it got better Sillage, more longevity, but to me, this is a kind of a fragrance that's just a baseline for me. I don't get taken through some of the levels of the notes that I do with Baccarat. And I'm just being honest, because to me, I get the same scent. And maybe it's not even me going nose blind, because I still smell it. I don't get the different kind of notes. I just smell one note of Thomas Kosmala throughout. I'm not being taken through the layers. When it comes down to Baccarat, I'm being taken through all of the notes. Now, smell everything in it all throughout the day. But when it comes down to Thomas Kosmala, I don't know why, but I just keep smelling rubbing alcohol throughout. It's still a good buy, because I'm pretty sure it's not like that for everybody. But there's no way that Thomas Kosmala is anything comparable to Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait. And I'm not glazing. I'm not saying that because this is popular. Bro, it's just facts. Don't buy Thomas Kosmala if you think it's anything like Baccarat. It's not close. But Thomas Kosmala number 4 is still a really good fragrance when it comes down to longevity and Sillage. Like I said, if you want to make sure that you're noticed in any lane, on any occasion, Thomas Kosmala is for you. If you like intoxicating scents, Thomas Kosmala is for you. But quite simply, if you want to be invited, and if you the guy that don't have to do too much, everything just kind of come to you, you relax, you chill, or you're not a guy that's trying to be a macho man or whatever, bro, Baccarat Rouge 540 is for you. But never ever get this confused. And if you see anybody on YouTube even comparing these two together, bro, it's just not the same. This is not a clone of Baccarat. It has its own lane. It has similarities, but it's still its own fragrance. Let's not get that twisted. But it's not this, and that's okay. So in my opinion, you should have both of these in your collection, because this is unique and this is unique, but they're not comparable. And for the price range, if you think, okay, I could spend a little bit less to get Thomas Kosmala and I can get something similar to Baccarat, it's not worth it. It's not similar. It has similarities, but it's not the same, and it's not a clone. It doesn't come close. It's my opinion. You could look at the notes, so well, they got similarities, but when it comes down to smell, for me personally, I just get one thing of rubbing alcohol, and that's it. But it does make a lasting impact. It does impress people. So that is it for my review. I love Baccarat, and I like Thomas Kosmala number 4. I do think it has its own lane. I think it will eventually get popular. But if you're a person that like to smell different and you want something that everybody do not have, again, Thomas Kosmala, a lot of people don't have this. It's a niche fragrance. A lot of people don't know about the house of Thomas Kosmala. So in that instance, this might be something you want to look at. Strong, powerful, and it makes an impact. Then y'all already know how I feel about Baccarat. So that is it for my video. If you have any questions or if you have any opinions on Thomas Kosmala with Baccarat, drop it down in the comments. And remember, before you go out and spend all this money on fragrance, remember, fragrance doesn't cover funk. I'll be back with a video next week.